Alright, welcome back. So I'm going to show you this interesting project where we're going to build a predictive analysis app using a Chicago crime data set where we can predict whether there was an arrest or not. We're going to do a whole lot of data pre-processing. I'm going to build a model right here following every step that we have learned in the machine learning class. Doing a lot of hyperparameter tuning, but the most interesting part is that I'm going to show you how to deploy the model live in production like this, where you can build your own app and the users can come, they can log in, provide your password, log in over here, and then they can actually upload a data set. So they have two options. They can upload their data set or they can provide a link. So the link that we are using, right, the same thing that we're using, the same process that we've done over here, they can just supply this link over here and then build the same machine learning model right in production over here. They can do that, or they can also select option to upload the file. If they do that, they can upload the file over here, and then you see that it's uploaded. Okay, you see that it's uploaded now. Once it's uploaded, there are a lot of things that the user can do with the data set. If you see this area here, we have tabs over here, so you can show the first 5 records, you can show the community areas and locations where crime happened, you can show the district where crime happened. If you go to the community area, you see that we have the community area, the count of the crimes that happen in the area, the location, the count of the location, we have the plot of that as well. If you go to the district, we have all the district, the count, and then the top crimes that happen in each of the district. Okay, and then if you go to the hours of the day, each of the hours, and the count of crimes. And we have plotted all of that. So for hour 0, these are the top crimes that happened. And for hour 1, this is the top crime that happened over there. For hour 21, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we have all the plots for that. As soon as the user uploads the data set, it's going to do all this for them. And then they have the top crime that happened in each of the top crime that happened in a particular period. Okay, so they can select the period that they want, right? Interactively, they can just choose whatever period that they want, and then it's just going to show the crime that happened in that particular period that they have selected. All right, and then it's going to plot it, whatever that is going to select here. It's also going to plot it over there, right? So there's a whole lot of things that the user has the choice to do. That's the first part. Now, once they are done with that, you see that if you go to the sidebar 2, we have advanced filter data. So the users have options to filter the data as they want, right? That is the data that they have based on what they select, right? Based on the filter that they provide. They're going to have something like this filtered data. Okay, but in our data set, remember we want to build a predictive model, right? Which is able to predict whether based on certain features there was an arrest in the area. So it's a crime data set. So based on the crime activities and things like that, we want to predict if there was an arrest or not. But there's a whole lot of cases where there was no arrest, and then there are a few cases where there was arrest. So that makes the data set imbalanced. We've given the user option, right? We've given them an option here. Notice telling them that there is an option over there. So if they build a model on this kind of data, they will end up predicting more of the arrest than the not arrest because of the imbalance. So they have option to upsample the data, right? So that it becomes balanced. If they tick that, it's going to upsample it for them. Now you see that the data set is now balanced. So everything that we could have done in the code notebook, we're giving them an option to easily do this from the background. All right, now once they do that, and also based on the filter that they select, so the user can always, you can see the data set is changing, right, based on whatever I'm selecting. So this is based on the crime type. You see that we have assault, we have battery, we have deceptive and all that, right, criminal, homicide, intimidation, narcotics, and so on and so forth. So based on the crime, right? And also the area that it happened. For instance, this one happened at the airport exterior. This one happened at the abandoned building. So based on what the user select, it's going to filter the data, right? Based on that. So they can select whatever they want, filters that they want, and then they can also choose between which period they want or time of the day. Maybe they want to build predictive model that is able to predict the crime based on, say, 6 p.m. to the next day or something. So they can maybe choose 18 to 23, something like that. And that's what it's going to give. So if you see the time and date over here, it's within that. Okay, that's what they can do. So they can also choose that period. Okay, and then they have, when they are about to build a model, they have a choice to also do hyperparameter tuning, where they can choose the parameters of the model. We're using random forest to build a model so they can choose whatever they want. And then they can build a model. If they click on building a model, now you see that the model is built successfully with the following hyperparameters. We have the number of trees, we have maximum depth, we have minimum sample split, and the minimum sample sleeve that the user selected. Once they do that, then this session will show model evaluation. Now you see that it's showing them the feature importance, which is the features that is helping them make a good prediction. So the description of the crime. If you go to the original data set, the description of the crime, whether it's burglary, whether it's other offense, or whether it's deceptive or something, I mean, there's a whole lot. We are showing you just the top 5, but if you see all the data set, you can see all of them over there. If you want to maybe see all of them, you can check it in the original description. So there's a whole lot that they can choose, and I'll show you how to do that. If you don't want to show the top 5, you can show the top 20 or something like that. Or you can even go here. If you go here, you'll see all of them over there. So there's a different kind of crimes. So based on what they have selected, they're able to build it, and then it's showing them the features that are helping them. So the description is going to be very important. Actually, the description is the location that the crime happened. And then the primary type is the type of crime that happened at the location. So that's the two most important things that is helping them, together with the year and the beats and the community and other features that is going to help them, right? That's not all. Once they are done with that, they can also do, say, classification report to see how well the model is doing. They can also see confusion metrics to see how many of the actual arrests we are able to predict correctly and the mistakes we are doing. How many of the no arrests we are able to predict and the mistakes we are doing. And then they can do cross-validation. If they click on this one, it's going to do the cross-validation for them. So you can see it built 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, cross-validation, and you see the mean score also over there, right? 87, right? And then you can go to model retrain. So if you want to retrain the model, you can click on this one. Then it's going to retrain the model again for you. If you want to make a prediction, click on this one, and then they can select features that they want to base on that to make predictions. Okay, you can select on whatever features that they want over here and then click on prediction. Then based on the feature is going to predict whether there was an arrest or no arrest. So that's really, really interesting features that we have over there, right? A whole lot of things that it can do, but that's not all. Let's go all the way down. Let me even upsample the data. So now when we did not upsample, we're having like 87 or something. I mean, you can even check the confusion metrics to see how I was doing. If you did not have sample versus when you have sample. Now I'm going to rebuild the model, check the confusion metrics. Now I see that we are predicting most of them correctly when we did the app sampling, when we click the app sampling versus if we don't click the app sampling, okay? And then, I mean, as I said, they can do predictions live, and then they can do comparative analysis between certain periods. Right, so whatever period that they want to check, they can do that. Selected a period. It's giving them option to choose between 2 periods. So start of period 1, end of period 1, and then start of period 2, end of period 2. Then they can do a comparative analysis like that. If they click on this, it's going to show them the comparative analysis. And once they do that, they can also download it. If they click on this, they can download whatever report that they have, and they can write a feedback. There's also advanced visualization that they can do. If you go to this visualization option right here, they can select which type of visualization they want. They can use Folium to do it, or they can use PyDeck to do it. If they select Folium, they have option 2. They have option to select which kind of map they want to see, because this is crime data, which happens on a certain location. So we need geospatial map to do that, right? So they can select which kind of map. So if they select a scatter map, and they click on show map right now, it's going to show them. Now you see that very interesting, showing them the areas that the crime happened the most. You can see some areas have a lot of clustered points over there. You can zoom in, and then you go into details to see which street. So this one happened on East Ontario streets, right? You can see all the streets that these crimes happened the most, North Virginia Avenue and so on and so forth. So you can actually do that. You can select a different one. Let's go to the heat map and then click on show. Now you see that showing where these things happened the most. Okay, showing where these things, the crime happened the most, and you can zoom in to see that. The reddish it is, the more crime that the police has, and then you can select maybe a great layer show. If you do that too, it's going to show you the various crimes and the number of count of crimes that are there, and you can zoom in to see pinpoint exactly where it happened. okay, where exactly that crime happened. All right, so that's very, very interesting using geospatial map to do that. And that's not all. You can also select, say, PyDeck. And then you can also maybe select scatter and then show. Right now you see that this one too is very interesting, which is going to show you the live locations of where these things are, right? You can even maybe use Google API to do maybe Street View or something like that, even on top of this one, which is going to be interesting, even more interesting, right? So that's really an interesting one. This one, this data set is related to Chicago. So this is more about Chicago crime, right? That we're trying to predict. So we're predicting all the areas in the street that those crimes happen. That's why you're seeing them over there like that. Okay, so I mean, you can also maybe go to grid layer and then show, right? If I do that, you see that, okay, you see that that's very interesting and showing everywhere that we have. And the ones that are red like that are the areas that we have the major crimes over there. Those are the areas that we have the major crimes over there. And then you can even show more visualizations. If you click on this one, it's also going to do a time series visualization for you where you can see the spikes. Okay, so year 2014, right? There was a count of 14 crimes at the particular place based on the period the person has chosen, right? You can see historical data analysis over there. This one is respect to the year, and then this one is respect to year month. So for each of the months in the year, right? And then this one is for the year. All right, so you can also do that. I mean, analysis over there. So there's a whole lot that we are giving the user, right? And as I said, they can download whatever. And if they write a feedback, maybe they do, this is a very interesting feedback. Projects, we click on submit right now is done. If you go to where we are building this one, we have user feedback where we are catching that. You see that it's there. This is very interesting. Okay, let's type something different and then you will see that it's going to come. So right now we have two things over there, right? Let's type something different. Okay, hey, my name is maybe Godwin. I like this project. Can you add more functionalities like maybe Google Street View, right? And by the way, you can do that using your Google API. So if you click on this one, it's submitted, right? So if you come here, it's going to post it. Now see that it's posted, right? See that it's posted over there. So you can capture them in a test format. You see all the feedback over there. You can export that later on if you want at the background. All right, so I mean, this is very, very interesting project that we're going to do. And as I said, you can also paste an URL and do the same thing over there, right? I mean, there's a whole lot that you can do with this project, right? That's a whole lot of components over there. And I'm going to walk you through, we'll build it right from the notebook like this, right? We do that for you to see as we normally do, but I'm going to walk you through how we deploy the app over here. Okay, I'm going to walk you through the code step by step so that you do everything all by yourself, right? How you can, starting from providing a user login, letting user be able to log in and then upload their data set and be able to do all this kind of analysis in there. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through step by step how to do that. All right, so let's get started.